In more than 20 years of practicing medicine, I've collected interesting facts about your body. Join me on a tour head to toe of
Your body is interesting.
We've talked about everything above your neck, bringing us now to your lungs. Actually, your lungs extend up into your neck. In fact, if you were to have a knife wound to your neck, it can actually puncture your lungs. Now, the purpose of the respiratory tract is to take in oxygen and blow out carbon dioxide. A good rule of thumb is you can live 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. So if you miss lunch, it's not going to kill you. Speaking of water, the water cycle is a big circle. The moisture in the ocean and on the land go up into the clouds, it condenses, it turns into rain, goes into our waterways. You fill up a pot from your kitchen, make some chicken soup or something, and the steam goes into the air, joins the clouds, full circle. So if you buy a bottle of water and they say that it's fresh, actually it dates back to the beginning of the planet 3 billion years ago. Now, the tubes that lead into your lungs from the central trachea and then left and right are called the bronchi. The word bronchi is from the Greek braichein, which means to moisten. And where that comes from is Plato erroneously believed that the water you drink goes down these tubes and moisten your lungs. Now, the lungs sit on top of the diaphragm, which is like a dome-shaped muscle that divides your chest from your belly. And it acts in accordance with the muscles between your ribs to make your lungs expand and contract like a bellows. What a hiccup is a spasm of these muscles. Your stomach sits right underneath the diaphragm, and one of the causes of hiccups is if your stomach is distended and it pushes up into the diaphragm and irritates it, you can get such a spasm. Hiccups are either left-sided or right-sided because your diaphragm has a left and a right side. The left is the bigger side and is the more common side to spasm. Now, another cause of hiccups is irritation to the nerve going to the diaphragm. And that nerve is called the phrenic nerve, from the Greek phren, which means diaphragm, but strangely it also means brain. And where that comes from is another erroneous belief that that your heart, which is in the region of the diaphragm, was the center of knowledge, the seat of intellect. This belief that your heart was where your mind comes from explains expressions like learning by heart. In fact, the word heart translates as record. Also in the region of the diaphragm is a nerve plexus, a network of nerves, called the solar plexus. And again, reinforcing this notion that that was the center of all, solar plexus is sun, alluding to the fact that the sun is in the center of our solar system. Anyhow, getting back to the lungs themselves, there's 2 major types of lung disease that come from smoking, chronic bronchitis and emphysema. There's a mnemonic device, a memory device they taught us in medical school. Blue bloaters is for chronic bronchitis and pink puffers is for emphysema. And where that comes from is in chronic bronchitis, the smoke irritates the bronchial tubes, and so they become thickened and produce a lot of excess mucus, and people will typically spit out the mucus, The mucus is protein rich, and one of the effects of losing protein is to accumulate water. Your tissues become soggy, you become bloated. And since the narrowed airways impede bringing in the oxygen, the person is struggling for oxygen and takes on a cyanotic hue, a blue tinge. The pink puffers for emphysema, the smoke, if it goes down deeper into the lungs and causes more damage down there, the loss of lung tissue interferes with the ability to absorb oxygen. And one of the things the body does, if it's this advanced, is to compensate by making excess blood. And the extra blood in your body to help absorb more oxygen, more hemoglobin, gives the skin a pink hue, a ruddy hue. The puffing comes from the fact that another way these people compensate is by breathing more frequently. So they're huffing and puffing. Because of this extra expenditure of calories, they also tend to be thin. So there are some tidbits about your lungs. In our next episode, we continue our journey downward, bringing us to your heart.